Now, in addition to backlinks, we also need to have internal links from within our site back to this page in order to get to 100% completion. See, if you come over here, you'll see that to get 100% complete, you really do need 7 total backlinks and 5 internal links. So if you come over here, you can see that I actually have 11 backlinks built, but I still haven't built any internal links. So I'm going to pretend that I've built one internal link to 10-gallon fish tank, one to 10 gallons fish tank, one to 10-gallon fish tank setup, and one to 10-gallon glass fish tank. And then let's go with one more to 10-gallon fish tanks. So you can see now that we're at above 100% completion for this particular page, because although we have the minimum amount of internal links required, we have more than the minimum amount of backlinks required. And just for a little refresher here, an internal link is one that comes from within the same site. So another page on this site linking back to this page using one of these anchor texts will count for one internal link, and you'll want at least 5 of those. Now, speaking of anchor text, one really handy little tool here is that whatever you have filled in for the URL here is going to automatically fill into these anchor text tags over here. So if I come over here and select this hyperlink and then edit it so that the target is actually going to mysmallanimalsite.com/example, and I'll of course want to have the actual text displayed reflect the target, and then apply that and close it, and then hit enter, you can see that all of these HTML anchor tags have updated to reflect their correct URL up here. So for example, if you ever need to change the HTML on your site to be a different link up here, you don't need to go through all of these and change it. You can just change the URL up here and everything else will adjust for you. And last but not least, let's take a look at the recording section down here. As you can see, we have 10 different spaces already ready to go for us to record where exactly our backlinks are coming from. So if I submitted an article that linked back to this page for another site, say it was supersite.com/fish, I would just put supersite.com/fish in this backlink URL box so that I could keep an accurate tally of who is linking back to my site. Additionally, we have 5 spots for each of the internal links that we should be getting back to this page from some other page on our site. So those are the 2 big main things about this spreadsheet that Josh is going to provide for you. Again, you have your main hub page here, which tells you the % completed for every single one of your keywords in terms of whether you have an article posted and how many backlinks you have pointing back to that article, as well as the 5 internal links that you should have. So all this number is doing is just automatically updating according to the number on the individual sheet here. Now there are 2 other sheets here that will help you along with this process. The first one is the dates sheet. This one is fairly self-explanatory because you can see Josh has left some pretty helpful and pretty clear instructions here on how to use it. All you do is enter the start date in this box, and then all of these other boxes will fill in automatically. So say I wanted to set my start date to 12/8/10. You can see that it will properly fill in every date thereafter. And you can also see that you should be doing roughly 1 article submission per day. And you can see here that if the particular submission that you're doing allows 2 links, you should be pointing one of those links to the home page of your super site, one link to the particular page that you're targeting. So basically every time you make your submission for the day, all you have to do is change this 1 to, so in OpenOffice that just means come up here to font color and change it to black. And that way you can go back through the timeline and see if you missed any days, etc. Another thing to take notice of here is that after the 90-day timeline, you start to see 2 instead of 1. And that means you should be doing 2 submissions a day on average instead of just 1, because now your site is old enough that it can handle more of an influx of links. This works really well with the post runner system because you can actually future date your posts. Last but not least, we have a really handy article ideas sheet. This is an extremely straightforward tool to use, and it exists to get you through any writer's block you might be having. If you're having a hard time coming up with a topic for your article, just come check out this page. All you do is come up here, type in your keyword, so I'll just type in small animals, and you can see that each of these article titles is updated to include the keyword that you're currently trying to write for. If any of these should strike your fancy, All you have to do is highlight it and copy it, and then you can just paste that right into the article submission box and start writing about that particular topic. Of course, you should make sure that these article titles make sense with your particular keyword and adjust them accordingly. So there you have it, a very comprehensive service provided by Josh B. Again, all you're going to do is choose a topic that you want to start a Supersite about. When you give Josh that topic, he's going to go off and do basically all the hard work for you. He's going to find you 1,000 different spreadsheets. He's going to zip them all up for you, that you can submit them to the niche refinery. Once that process is done, you just choose your 100 keywords and give them back to Josh, and then he'll do all the work of filling in this information for you. And what you'll get back is an organized spreadsheet with all of your keywords and all of the individual pages set up with everything filled in and ready to go. So the only thing left to do is actually build the site, start writing articles, and start backlinking and creating your internal links. Again, this has been Nick, aka Deckard, on the Keyword Academy forums, and I wish you all luck and success with your sites.